The story of the betrayal and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. The night was heavy, the air thick with silence. Inside an upper room in Jerusalem, Jesus sat with his disciples. This was no ordinary meal. This was the Last Supper. The table was set with bread and wine, but the hearts of those gathered were troubled, for Jesus had spoken words that shook them to their very core. Jesus lifted the bread, broke it, and said, "Take, eat, this is my body, given for you." Then he lifted the cup and said, "This is my blood, shed for many for the forgiveness of sins. Do this in remembrance of me." And then came the words that pierced through the silence. "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me tonight." The disciples were stunned. Their voices trembled as each one asked, "Lord, is it I?" Jesus' eyes scanned the room and fell upon Judas. "The one who dips his hand with me in the dish will betray me." Judas lowered his eyes, hiding the darkness in his heart. After the meal, Jesus and his disciples went out into the night, to the Garden of Gethsemane. The moon shone faintly, shadows danced among the olive trees. Jesus fell to his knees, his soul in deep anguish. "Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." His sweat fell like drops of blood. His disciples, meanwhile, could not stay awake. They slept while the Son of God wrestled with the weight of the world. Suddenly, torches appeared in the distance. Soldiers, priests, and officials came with swords and clubs. Judas led them. He approached Jesus, greeted him, and kissed him. "Friend," Jesus said, "do what you came to do." With that kiss, the betrayal was sealed. The soldiers grabbed Jesus. Peter, in anger, drew his sword and cut off the ear of a servant. But Jesus stopped him. "Put your sword away. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?" And with mercy, he healed the man's ear. They dragged Jesus to the house of the high priest. There, he was mocked and falsely accused. Men slapped him, spat on him, and blindfolded him, demanding, "Prophesy to us, Messiah. Who hit you?" Meanwhile, outside in the courtyard, Peter stood by a fire. A servant girl looked at him. "You were with Jesus," she said. But Peter denied it. Again, another said, "You are one of them." And again, he denied. A third time, someone insisted, "Surely you are his disciple." Peter cursed and swore, "I do not know the man." Immediately, a rooster crowed. Jesus turned and looked at Peter. Peter remembered his words, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." Peter wept bitterly. At dawn, Jesus was taken before Pilate, the Roman governor. Pilate questioned him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "You say so." Pilate found no guilt in him, but the crowd roared, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate washed his hands, declaring, "I am innocent of this man's blood." Yet, to satisfy the people, he handed Jesus over to be crucified. The soldiers stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him. They twisted a crown of thorns and pressed it into his head. They mocked him, bowing down, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" They spat on him and struck him with a staff. Blood ran down his face. Then, they forced him to carry the heavy wooden cross through the streets of Jerusalem. The crowd jeered and cursed as he stumbled under the weight. His back torn with whips, his body weak from beatings. 3 times he fell, and each fall echoed like thunder in the hearts of those watching. A man named Simon of Cyrene was forced to help him carry the cross. Finally, they reached the hill called Golgotha, the place of the skull. There, they nailed him to the cross. The sound of the hammer striking iron pierced the air. Through his hands and feet, the nails held him. They lifted the cross high for all to see. Above his head, the sign read, "Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews." Some laughed, "If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross." Others mocked, "He saved others, but he cannot save himself." From the cross, Jesus spoke words that shook heaven and earth. He looked at his mother and at the disciple John and said, "Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother." He prayed for his enemies, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Darkness covered the land for 3 hours. The earth trembled. In agony, Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" His lips cracked, his strength fading, he whispered, "It is finished." Then, with a loud voice, he cried, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." And he breathed his last. The ground shook violently. The temple curtain was torn in 2 from top to bottom. Graves opened, and even the centurion, watching all, declared, "Truly, this was the Son of God." Women stood afar off, weeping. The sky remained heavy with sorrow. And yet, in that moment of darkness, a light of salvation was born. For by his wounds, the world was healed. By his sacrifice, mankind was redeemed.